Alright, the next quest is called A Day in the Life, level 97, given to us by Sphene. We are in the outskirts of Heritage Found, Zoctaral. Here we go. Rather than bore you with lengthy explanations, let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. UPA's Halo, it is called. We can speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. I guess we're off to UPA's Halo. Here's a thing that I was thinking. It's been 30 years. I don't know how long Sphene has been the queen, though. I may have missed that, or just don't remember if she did say it. She's young as hell, dude. Like, mid-20s tops. So... is she a machine? Anyway, Sphene, myself, Wuklamat, talking to Mahusa at that, like, buffalo ranch. I remember what they're called. They're called, something E, ends in E. I don't remember. Doesn't matter right now. Here we go. Cutscene. Allow me to introduce you to Mahusa, one of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. She's also a youngish, maybe like mid-20s tops. Got a ponytail, has that circular chip glowing in her head. Sphene doesn't have a chip, as far as I can tell. But wearing kind of most like light purple shirt underneath some darker purple overalls. Has a pouch at her hip that has flowers in it, cuttings like the actual petals and stuff, blooms, whatever they're called. Queen Sphene, to what do I owe this sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I am come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, and so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's all right. So the rumors our visitors from the outside were true. What manner of hosts would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty also intended to check on things here? She nods. You know me too well, Mahusa. I thought to seize this opportunity to see how the farmers fare, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions, though I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. I think she's a robot, is what I'm getting at. But, it would appear we have her permission, so please walk the grounds to your heart's content. You go on ahead. I'll keep Sphene company. Don't misunderstand. I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point, but be sure not to let me out of your sight. I shall remain under Wuklamat's watchful eye. Pray, come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farmhands. I know she's got a British accent, I don't care. It's just easier for me right now. Oh shoot, I didn't change... Hopefully you guys have been hearing the music. Possibly secondhand, sorry about that. But I think it's been working. I don't know. We head east with a tiny bit of a southern tinge to it. We have Elias, at one of these circles of crops. And these are like, it is a circle with crops in it, and the crops are also in circles. There's a lot of pathway in between some of this, like semi or third circles, whatever. Elias is standing at the base of one of those towers that generates light. Light levels appear to be fine. As for the power source... You wish to know about my job. I tend to the fields mostly, watering the crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time till I fully understood how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. The land and sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for constant work, But honestly, I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. It almost seems like too happy, too beautiful, I guess, like, all of that was a really beautiful sentiment. And then we have this Hinek, or HHI Nancy EK, standing in front of, I guess, just a little storage shed, but like made of the strong metal we see everywhere else with some energy lines. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site, then? I explain. Well, this here's the storehouse, or rather, the entrance. The real storehouse is underground, but much more spacious and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We've even got a few beds down there for emergencies. My parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and electrope complicate our lives, but it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job, for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. Again, a lot of explanation, and he's also, content, which is not a problem. It's just, And then we have like I'm gonna call it a dodo farm. It's like a energy fenced-in property. Kipewi, K-I Paul E-H-W-I, a female Makot. Yeah. They're saying that you and yours are visiting from beyond the barrier. That true? I explained. So it is, which means we're connected to the outside world again. Oops. Not that I have a desire to leave, mind you. I'm quite content with life here in Alexandria. But setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here at UPA's Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off, but a job is a job. Well, I need to get back to it, but it was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. We head south with a little bit of a westerly tinge to speak with Sphene, who is probably also accompanied by Wuklamat, if... Yep. They're in between three of those crop circles. I didn't mean to do that, but it worked. It's fine. I see. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing, says Sphene to one of the workers talking to her. Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you've had your fill of speaking with the farmers? Then let's return to Mahusa. Bows and thanks making from the workers she was talking to. Maybe one of the transport craft broke down for a second, I don't know. We have a cutscene now. Well, what are your impressions of the farm? My options are everything was surprisingly normal, or I was amazed that everyone loves their work, or Electrope is quite impressive. I was amazed that everyone loves their work. I was amazed that everyone loves their work. My option is inconsequential to the actual storyline, so. A curious observation. Do you not love your own work? Oh, but I jest. It's true that the people of the outskirts seem the most fulfilled. Always, they take to their duties with good cheer. And what did you think of our little tour, Lamachi? What did you call me? Why is that inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name, and I thought... No, it's fine. As you said before, we've no need for titles and formalities. Sphene smiles after closing her mouth from the shock she had. Gives a little bow dance thing. It's weird. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. That machines could be used to overcome so harsh an environment is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. Mahusa kind of giggles at this. The feeling's understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. We all turn to look at a kind of silo-shaped, big, thick cylinder with some energy of that purple nature with looks like lines of code from the Matrix kind of in this circle around the top. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Sphene cocks her head. Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. It happens fairly often. Put simply, it's taken in water that had a strong lightning charge. We think some creatures have become charged up with the energy, and they're releasing it into the river we use as a source. The system would return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. Sphene thinks. Wook and I nod to each other. We could take care of it if you'd like. Sphene and Mahue? Is that what her name is? I can't remember. That is most gracious of you to offer, but it is much too dangerous. They both took a step back, what? You would really offer that? Oh, it's no trouble for the vow of resolve of Tuliola. Regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop, if there are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. And Mercy is even stronger than I am. It shouldn't take us long at all. Then, very well. I gratefully accept. But please, take all care. This ought to go even faster if you and I search for lightning-charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. Ote. Closest marker is to the northwest, west-northwest maybe. In the water here, shallow waters, we have a destination, dark purple roiling, which means a fight is coming. Palico, I've had you around for a long time. I will dismiss you after this fight. We have one thunder spirit, which is kind of shaped like a lightning colored dragon. Kind of like, I think Hiccup was in the dragon and How to Train Your Dragon. Okay, we head east. Oh, let's call it northeast. We're gonna go under that bridge we crossed in the previous quest. We can. Which we cannot. That's annoying. Really? It's annoying. Stupid. The clipping is dumb. Alright. So to go back up. Back up the slope, and then back into the water on the other side. Where another dark purple roiling destination marker. Again, just one thunder spirit. To where we started. To meet back up with Sphene and Mahue, or whatever her name was, can't remember it now. And hopefully Wuklamat didn't die in the process of this. But Sphene will have us. Mahusa will turn in the quest to Sphene. Probably a cutscene, because Wuklamat's not standing in front of me. Ah, you're both alright, thank goodness. You really needn't have worried so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. They're all gone now. Of course I was worried. You're my dear guests. But thank you, we truly appreciate this. Indeed, with this, we won't have to ask the Raljal's machines for help, says Mahusa. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction for the people's protection. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen Sphene. That's enough, Mahusa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later. But to speak of the king now... Wugelmat shakes her head. No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyway, thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folk here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them. You couldn't have favored us with more uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. And you never fail to let us know, nor how much you care, says Mahusa. Sphene smiles. Of course, you're my precious family, all of you. Wook smiles at that. You seem a good sort, Sphene, that I'll admit. But you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. Haha, Phoebe called that. I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed, says Mahusa, laughing. Come now, this is no laughing matter. She places a hand on her chest. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. I'm not sure I've ever said that word out loud. I've heard it in plenty of books and podcasts and whatever, but books on tape. You can't hear it in books, obviously. Books on tape. Anyway, and TV shows, movies, whatever. Now, I believe we are done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? A day in the life is complete. We get a couple Terali tarts, which are spell speed, vitality, determination, 670 item level. There's some like final quick talking as the cutscene fades to black. And that will be it for this video. I'll see you soon for the next one.